What's going on, everybody? We're doing some last minute stuff before we head to Lime Rock. Wheels are off because we're going to do new pads front and rear, and we're just going to clean up the little patch that we did right here on the splitter. Kind of a quick nut and bolt check, and that's it. We're off to Lime Rock. All right, something else we're gonna do before Lime Rock real quick is I got these shock shims. Basically all they do is slide up around the shaft of your shock. The thing is, I couldn't find 7/8 inch ones, so I need to kind of open these up. I'm probably only gonna do a few of them. So that way I can just put these on the left side. I know last video I mentioned possibly going up a turn on the left, but it might kind of unsettle the car a little bit. Handling's good as it is, I feel, so just one or two of these under that front left could kind of prevent it from scraping. It will bind sooner, but you know, that's that fine line we're trying to find. All right, so we'll call that 7/8 of an inch. All right, I didn't really like the bandsaw with my fingers being too close. Plus it was a little bit tight to make this radius. Oops. So we're just gonna end up reaming it out. Let's go try it. I think we just got to go a tiny bit more, then this will be our template to trace out the rest of them. There we go. Might be a little dark, but sits nice and flush. Snaps on easy enough, but not so easy I'm going to worry about it falling off. So there we go. We'll do the rest of them, and that's it for this little modification. All right, so we got 4 of them, 5 of them modified. One I'm just gonna put up in there already. The rest are just in case we need a little bit more at some point in time. So that's about it for this one. All right, guys, so I just did rear brake pads. In case anyone's curious, I use Hawks DTC 70s front and rear. Let's see. Oh, now tires. I'm still on. So these are the ones that have been on all season. Or no, I put those on. I'm starting to get confused with my tires. I don't have new ones. So what I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to look at the little tread depth markers and pretty much pick the best 4 that I have. Now, I found these up in my loft that I think were from last season or maybe even 2 seasons ago, just sitting around. So these are actually kind of clean. They're not bad, but shoot, I don't know. I gotta make a decision on tires. If I end up going with them, I'm gonna have to get them mounted at the track. So whatever, it's tires, they're round, good enough. All right, so I just swapped the front right with the left rear. Front left right rear stayed the same. That's it. So let's see. We'll see you guys at the track. So we just got done practice, right? We're at Lime Rock Park. Got my pit crew. Where is he? Something I want to change, you might be able to hear it in the video. The front left is still scraping under the downhill, which is kind of keeping me from really pushing through the downhill. I added a tiny bit of rear wing, but that's about it. So I'm gonna decide if I want to go like up a turn on the left side of the car or stack another shim in there. I'll probably try another shim for qualifying and see what happens. Alright guys, so where we're at right now for qualifying, I ended up putting an extra shim in to try and limit. How much the splitter was scraping. The car ended up like pushing a little bit more, which I wasn't. It was difficult doing it with the cars going. So it ended up pushing a little bit more, so I ended up pulling the shim out and going with my original idea of just raising the left side of the car up 1/8 of an inch. And then the car felt much better during the race. We had a little bit of an issue with the hardware coming off. So what I'm gonna do today is actually remove these, so that way I can get some back-to-back data of these and not. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we just got done practice. I had a big lockup going into turn 1 right behind somebody. I'll show you what happened. So you can see we're down to the cords on the inside edge of this tire, so just got to swap another tire on. These things have probably 20 something heat cycles on them, so it is what it is. If you've been following us a while, this car should look familiar. That's the one we went to the wind tunnel with. I'll put a link up here to that video if you want to see that car in the wind tunnel. Oh yeah, and then also removing the flaps. Now the tire, the lockup, everything is a little bit weird. I'm going to look at my data, but I might put them back on. The car definitely picked up a push without those flaps on it. Alright guys, so to recap what I just did, had the car in the air. You can see I put the flaps back on. I ended up going up with the driver's side another 1/8 of an inch because it was still rubbing this side, and I replaced this biscuit because it was getting really thin. Might be able to see that there. So new biscuit. This side up a little bit. Oh, here's this one. So here's the tire that was on it. So you can see, obviously not the best. So yeah, so I think I'm ready to go for qualifying. I don't think I did anything to make it really faster. Oh, I take that back. Because this tire was worn on the inside and it's all basically right-hand turns, I actually took a little bit of camber out of this wheel. Not much, maybe like a 1/2 degree. So hopefully that helps with the tire wear issue and might give me like a little more grip in the right-handers, which is all but 1 turn. So I think that's about it for right now. We'll see how qualifying goes. Where are we at?
Bish Falls.
Gonna do some hiking today.
The
The what?
tallest waterfall in Massachusetts.
In the world of Massachusetts.
Are we supposed to go this way?
That's where the cables are. We'll figure it out.
Oh gosh.
Oh no?
No.
Not yet? The camera can see better than me. Yeah, I guess we keep going.
Are we going the right way?
I think so. Oh, here it is. Here it is, largest waterfall. Just kidding.